Good day, everyone. So today we'll do a company update based off the recent trading results that MTN had. So they disclosed their first quarter numbers. And really the key takeaways there was that we're still seeing some continued growth driven by the data performance and also the Fintech business. And probably in this period as well, the enterprise business also had some good numbers. So trading results were quite positive and they came in ahead of sell-side expectations. I think other key events that took place was an update on the SIM registration. So everyone that didn't have a NIN registered, there was sort of the subscriber base was restricted on all outgoing calls. So an update on that was provided, which was positive. Outlook was maintained, which was quite encouraging, and no real changes in our recommendation. So we still maintain our intrinsic value of 220 Rand, which represents about 28% from 180 Rand share price. So just looking at the event, first quarter trading update came out. As mentioned, it was a good set of results and really came in ahead of the sell side guys that we sort of track. Subscriber base was up 3.2%. That's from a group level. So because of the Nigerian impact, if we had adjusted for that, the subscriber base would have been up 3.9%. Service revenue was quite strong, up 15.9%. That's at a group level. Group EBITDA margins was improved in this period from 44.2% to 46.4%. Really, this speaks to them trying to control costs and the operation efficiency program. So that really was the driver there. And then on a year-on-year basis, quite strong, up 21%. As mentioned, the drivers behind that was data, which is strong, 37%, and Fintech. Also coming through in the results was quite encouraging was the cash upstream. So we were able to upstream about 2.9 billion, 0.6 coming in from Nigeria, which is encouraging because they've had a bit of issues in the past. So seeing them upstream that cash from Nigeria was very encouraging in this period. So they're looking at paying down debt. Net debt to EBITDA currently is at 0.9 times, and they're looking at paying down the hard currency debt, moving it further down. So it's put MTN in quite a very, very strong balance sheet position. And as mentioned, they maintain their outlook. And then just going on to the key OpCo levels, operating companies. So we touch on the two big ones, South Africa and Nigeria. And we also look at the West Central African region. So within South Africa, again, subscriber base was up 7.1%. The service revenue was quite strong at 4.6%. And the subscriber base of 7%, and looking at the recent Vodacom numbers that came through, you can see that MTN won some market share in this period. And then on the service revenue numbers, they were in line with what they're looking for, short to medium term guidance. And then we saw margins roughly flat in this period. So quite encouraging from MTN South Africa. And moving on to Nigeria. So as I'll touch on in this next slide, there was a restriction on all outgoing calls. So we saw the subscriber base decline by 2% in this period. But on the service revenue, it was quite encouraging to see it was up 22%. So ahead of the guidance for Nigeria, at least 20%, and yet margins improving by 1.5 percentage points in this period to 54.6%. Given the backdrop of the regulation ongoing, so it's quite encouraging to see these numbers come through. And then within the West Central African region, the main big region there being Ghana. So we saw subscriber base up 8.2%, service revenue up 17%, and we saw margins improve by 2.3 percentage points. Quite encouraging to see those numbers coming through as well from the West Central African region. So just touching on from where we left off on the NIM registration in Nigeria. So the blue chart sort of speaks to the number of subscribers that already submitted their NIM. So Nigerian service revenue was 76% of Nigerian service revenue, 64% of Nigerian subscriber base, and about 3% of MTN Group service revenue. So The update that we were provided in this period is that they were able to add another 16 million subscribers back, which have submitted the NIN register, the NIN numbers. So that's improved from 64% to 85% of the Nigerian subscriber base. So it's quite encouraging to see them claw back all those numbers. Again, further update on that is that on the second quarter, I think a bit of margin pressure will come through. So really it is in Nigeria, really two reasons behind that. So all that lost subscriber base those numbers would have fallen into the second quarter. And the other part is that they're launching the Fintech business in Nigeria. So after the PSB license had been approved, so they're guiding for margins to be under pressure, sort of closer to the lower end of their guidance. But in terms of service revenue, that they maintained. And really, this just sums up our valuation around Nigeria. So no changes on our valuation. So we still maintain an intrinsic value of 220 Rand, which should represent about a 28% upside.
So if you wish to place a trade, please speak to your financial advisor or our trading desk. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.